Again, no box for this intro because this is another MAFEX factory reject. Is it any good? Let's find out. Hello and welcome back to the channel. In this video we're gonna take a look at this MAFEX 096 Tiger Stripe Wolverine factory reject from AliExpress. A big thank you to Salix Wholesale Toy Store for sending this figure for a review. If you want to get your copy, link is down in the video description, so check it out. Okay, so this is not my first MAFEX factory reject. Previously I already reviewed Iron Man and the Nightfall Batman, and if you haven't, check out those videos, both figures are great and links are in the description. And so now I'm taking a look at my third MAFEX reject, and I couldn't believe when I saw that this guy is listed on AliExpress. I wanted this Wolverine ever since it was originally released, and by now we already have that amazing City Toys knockoff of this figure, but I couldn't believe that now I have a chance to get the original for practically half the price. I will compare CTKO to this guy a little bit later in the video, no worries. But as I said, it doesn't come with a box, just in this plastic bag. So let's pull everything out and let's take a look at what we have here. Here is Wolverine out of the bag, and man do I love this figure. Straight out of the bag I have no issues with it. There are no loose joints, articulation works fine. There are a few spots with paint chipping, but nothing too noticeable. I was expecting to see much more issues on this figure, but the paint job overall looks pretty good. So I'm really happy to see that. This MAFEX Wolverine is around 14.5 centimeters tall to the top of his head and around 15 centimeters tall to the tip of his masked ears. Taking a closer look at the details, here is how the head looks. Now, while there are a few paint issues, like for example this line up here and a little bit here next to the eye, they are really minor. Plus, these things can happen even on original figures that do pass quality control test. But the eyes look good, and so does the lower part of the face. The torso also looks pretty good. There is a little bit of blue paint transferred from the crotch piece down here, but it's not a big deal. And then we have that nice orangish shading that makes the sculpted muscles look even better. Tiger stripes are well done, no issues there. Shoulder pads that are nice metallic blue are connected to the back of the arms, and arms look nice and clean with this arm hair that is nicely printed. The gloves also look good, and same can be said for these silver pieces for his claws. The belt looks good for the most part. There is a little bit of dirt or damage here inside of the X symbol, but it's not too visible. And the belt can be posed higher or lower because it is loose here in front, but it is connected to the figure back here. And speaking of his back, here is how that looks. And then his legs with nicely sculpted muscles. And I've noticed a line going across this knee here. I don't know if the camera will pick it up. Well, maybe now you can see it. And that is not present on this other knee. I assume that both should look like this without that line, but it is here. It is just not too noticeable. This could be considered a damage or imperfection, something that could cause this guy to fail on that quality control test. I don't know. Boots look good, although there is a slight paint chipping here and a little bit of damage here on the side. But that's it. I don't see any big issues with this reject, and I'm so glad that I can say that because again, I really wanted this figure in my collection. I can't believe that now I finally have it. Let's now take a look at his articulation. The head and the neck give you a nice range of movement. He can look left to right, tilt his head side to side. This is how far he looks down and up. He has a nice butterfly joints, and with them, here is how far the arms go across the chest, and here is how far they go across his back. These shoulder pieces are on a hinge, so they move out of the way when you articulate the arms. Arms rotate 360. Here's how far they go out. There is a bicep swivel, double jointed elbows, a swivel in the wrist, and a hinge in all directions. We have two cuts in the torso, and together they give you a side-to-side rotation and a nice side-to-side tilt. He bends forward this far, back this far. We have drop down hips, and this is how far the legs go out. This is how far they move forwards and back. Then we have a thigh swivel, double jointed knees that bend this much, another swivel in the ankles, feet move forward, back, we have a toe joint, and a generous ankle pivot. So, as you can see, in terms of articulation, this guy has no issues. Let's now take a look at his accessories. He comes with an alternate angry head sculpt, and this one also looks good. Skin tone is beautifully painted, and so are teeth. There is a little bit of dirt or kind of like harder shading up here, but nothing too terrible. And here is the back of the head, maybe a little bit of damage here, but again, nothing too noticeable. Then we also also get Logan's unmasked head, and this one, same as with Iron Man, comes with an unpainted face. The hair is painted and shaded, as you can see, but the face is not finished. So in case you want to use this, you will have to customize it. And then of course, with this head, you also get his mask down accessory that goes around the neck and falls on his back. He comes with a pair of fisted hands that are already on the figure. We get a pair of relaxed hands and of course a pair of his claw hands. And while these are perfectly straight, these are kind of warped. I will need to apply a little bit of heat and fix these. But as you can see, all the accessories are included, minus of course a MAFEX stand. Switching out the heads should be easy. We pop this one off and we pop on the alternate head. And this is how that looks. Switching the hands, here's how the wrist joint looks, and alternate hands pop on without any issues. And now we have our Wolverine with his claws out. And we can also see how will his unmasked head look on the body. We put this around the neck like that, and we pop on his unmasked and unpainted, unfinished head sculpt. And yeah, this fits perfectly. All I need to do is paint the eyes, maybe give a little bit of shading to the skin, the lips, and this should be good. Now we're gonna go into comparison, and since I'm doing this review, I wanted to compare and see how does this original MAFEX reject compare to some of the KO versions that we got. This is the unmasked Logan head by none other than City Toys. It is their copy, and here you can see how it compares to the original head sculpt. The hair has a different shade of blue on the City Toys one, and it is slightly smaller in comparison. And then I also have this other one. This is the so-called MAF version, a non-City Toys knockoff, and I actually think that this one looks really good. And it's practically the same size as the original, but everything is painted here. So let's see if it will fit on this original body. And yeah, not only that it fits perfectly. And I know that it's a KO, but doesn't it look good? Yeah, I think that it does. I will still try to paint this myself and see what I can get out of it, but if nothing else, I think that this works perfectly. And if I remember correctly, when I was comparing MAF to City Toys, these parts did not fit to each other. So let's see if City Toys head will fit on this body. It does not, and it is also too small. So yeah, MAF copy takes it here. And then we can also compare the angry head sculpt of the original with the City Toys one, and as you can see, they are pretty close. Skin tone is slightly different, and City head is again slightly smaller, but I think that guys from City really did a great job here, so there you go. And then here is again that MAF knockoff, and this one also looks good, and it's the same size as the original. But then there is another thing that I want to try on this original MAFEX reject, and that is these custom curved claws for this guy. If you guys remember, we got a pair of these with the City Toys custom Wolverine figure. So let's see if these are compatible with the original. And look at that, they are. They fit perfectly, and the only issue here is that the blues are not the same. There is a slight difference. These City hands are slightly darker in comparison to the original, but honestly, from a certain distance on the shelf, you won't even notice that. I think that I just completed my perfect MAFEX Tiger Stripe Wolverine. It is also worth noting that MAF hands fit on the original as well. And this blue is slightly lighter than the original, but again, from a certain distance, you won't even notice the difference. You have options. If you have knockoffs, City Toys or MAF, you can use their parts for the original MAFEX figure in case you need them. Let's now compare our original MAFEX Wolverine to some other figures. And of course, we gotta do this right away. Here is how he scales with the City Toys knockoff on the left and the MAF knockoff on the right. And you can see that he is slightly taller than both of these guys. I was really satisfied with City Toys version, I still am, not so much with the MAF one, but now having this original in my collection, this makes me so happy. Then we have him next to City Toys Brown Suit Wolverine and their custom Wolverine. Here is how he scales with Marvel Legends, Maximum Series Spider-Man and X-Men 97 Wolverine, MAFEX Classic Suit Spidey and Gambit, MAFEX Daredevil and InArt Dark Knight Batman, AC Factory Ultron and and Mass Toys Symbiote Spidey, SH Figure Arts Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man and Sentinel Peter B. Parker, City Toys knockoff of Revoltech Agent Venom and Max knockoff of 2.0 Deadpool, Black Series Vader and Stormtrooper, and then to compare him to some larger figures, here is how he scales with NECA TMNT Movie Raphael and Masters of the Universe Revelation He-Man, NECA Feral Predator and Savage Crucible Veteris Repax, and finally YOLO Park Transformers AMK Pro Series, Optimus and Starscream. So there you go, that was my look at this MAFEX factory reject of 096 Tiger Stripe Wolverine. And in the end I have to say that it is now 3 out of 3 for me. I've reviewed 3 of these rejects and all 3 turned out pretty good. I think that the biggest issue that I had was the one on one of the alternate heads on Batman Nightfall figure. But overall these figures are amazing, and now I understand why these AliExpress sellers are offering them in their stores. If you don't have any of these MAFEX figures, in this case this Tiger Stripe Wolverine, and you want an original for an affordable price, I would say that this is the way to go. The only big issue is that the unmasked head is not fully painted. And if that's something that doesn't bother you, if you can paint it yourself or you know someone who can do it for you, then you'll have no problems with this reject. It's a great looking figure and I strongly recommend it. I do love my City Toys knockoff version, but as I always say in my videos, in case you can't get the real thing, KO is fine, but ultimately nothing beats the original. Again, a big thank you to Salix Wholesale Toy Store for making this review possible. If you do want to get this Wolverine for your collection, you can do so over my link in the video description. You've heard my thoughts and now I would love to hear yours. What do you guys think about this rejected Wolverine? Do you think that it's worth buying? Do you plan to get one? Or are you satisfied with your CT copy? Let me know all of it down in the comments. As always, a huge thank you to my Patreon and channel members for their support. If you can also join and help, please do so, links are in the video description. And of course, to all of you guys, thank you so much for watching, thank you for being here with me, and I'll see ya in the next video.